Welcome to Studio 21. I'm Ed Taylor. Joining me today is Brendon Wiseley. Brendon is a race car driver, a National Youth Patient Ambassador for the Shriners Hospitals for Children, the Youth Ringmaster for the Akdar Shrine Circus, and in his spare time, he's a young teenager with a very interesting story. Thanks for joining us, Brendon.
Thanks for having me.
How'd you get to be ringmaster?
Oh, my hospital in Shreveport, Louisiana chose me to be the National Patient Ambassador, and then there's a circus every year, and they have a ringmaster, and the patient ambassador is usually the one that does it, and I was one of them that got chose to do it.
So in Tulsa, or do you get to go around the country too?
It was in Tulsa. The one I went to was in Tulsa, but yes, I do get to go around the country and do stuff.
Okay, let's start off with racing is kind of in your family's blood, so to speak. So how did you and your family get into competitive racing?
Well, my dad's family started racing, and my mom's family started racing, and my dad had a sprint car and had people driving, and I would go around with him. And finally, I just asked him if I could get a race car, and he said yes, so he got me a race car.
Now, talk to us a little bit about the race car that you're driving, because it's not a full-size car like you see.
No, it's kind of a half size. It's a 600cc micro. I raced the restricted class, and that's one of the lower ones. It's a 600cc motor with restricted plates in it.
So is it mainly kids your age, or is it, what's the age?
9 to 16.
Oh man, that's a big age group, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it started when I was 9.
And how old are you now?
13.
13, okay. So you've got a few more years in that group, huh?
Yeah.
Your racing weekends, one day in July of 2008, you had a non-related accident. Could you share what happened that day and how
Yes.
it's affected you?
Yes, sir. Well, when I was 7 years old, me and my brothers and sister were riding on a lawnmower, and I fell off the side and it cut my foot off.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was the day we were going to the racetrack. We were just finishing some stuff up, and we're getting ready to leave, and we were mowing some grass for some friends and just fell off.
Oh. Now, is that how you got involved with the Shriners Hospitals? Or?
Yeah, that's the first one, but we didn't know we were friends with a lot of Shriners until they were all at the hospital.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they kind of keep quiet about it.
Yeah, that's what they're called, the secret messengers.
Right, right. So tell me, as a ringmaster and as a National Youth Patient Ambassador for Shriners Hospitals, you've got to do some traveling, haven't you?
Yes, sir. I've been to Florida, Indianapolis, Atlanta, and a few other, Las Vegas, and a few other places.
Have any favorites?
Probably Las Vegas, because I got to ride in NASCAR.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That NASCAR makes a stop there in Vegas, don't they, every year?
Yes,
on
sir.
their second. Do you go down to Fort Worth any to see those races down there?
When my dad had his sprint car, we went down there and watched some of those stuff. But
yeah, I got to go down there. I used to be a sports photographer at KOTV here in town, and we got to go down for the very first one. That was before all the roads were set up and everything. It was a nightmare. There's 250,000 people trying to get to that racetrack on two-lane road. They've since fixed a lot of those problems. So let's talk a little bit about the cars you race and maybe some of your favorite moments that you've had.
Well, the favorite moment was probably when I got into restrictor, and it's kind of when I started talking to the Crawfords more, and they started teaching me more about the car than I knew already, so that was probably my favorite year.
The Crawfords are kind of Tulsa's first family of car racing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. They've got generation after generation of people in that family that's been involved in it. Go to the Tulsa Shootout?
Yes, raced it every year since I've started.
Really? And
Yes.
and tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's one of the world's largest indoor races in the whole United States, and it's competitive. It's really hard. The class I'm racing in now is from 9 to 16, and I was racing another class which was smaller, which was 9 to 14 my first year. And I've made the area every year but one, and that was my first year in restricted.
So the Tulsa Shootout that's the same week as the Chili Bowl Nationals. Is that correct?
It's 2 weeks. The Tulsa Shootout is 2 weeks before the Chili Bowl.
Okay. But you get to race on the same track and
Yes.
as those guys in the Chili Bowl. Huh?
Yes, sir.
That's got to be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I would think. So, yeah, there's been some good drivers that come through. A lot of NASCAR drivers
Yes.
have even come through. Have you got a chance to meet many of them?
No, not yet. I hope to meet some of them.
I understand open wheel dirt track racing is similar to the NHRA, where anyone's able to buy a pit pass, and cars and drivers, they can see them up close. Where do people interested in racing go to watch you compete and to get tickets and a pit pass for that?
At Port City and Catoosa, that's where we race mostly every Saturday night. And we used to go all the way around the world with ASCS too, but we've just stuck home now.
So, how long is that season out there at Port City?
It's a year. It's a whole year. Well,
all year round.
Wow. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, except in the coldest of weather, probably.
Yeah.
So, you see yourself driving in that Chili Bowl here in a few years?
I hope to. I want to. That's what my goal is right now.
So when do you go to those larger cars? From the cars that you're driving in, and the larger ones are called midgets. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Well, when I turn 14, I could get in one, but I think my dad wants me to wait until I'm probably 16 to get in one.
It sounds like you guys are investing a lot of money in racing. Is that true? It has to be.
No, not really. We get money from sponsors, and that helps us a lot too. But
from Hoosier and Lucas Oil?
Yeah, and Henchman and Butler Built and Donnie Crawford Snap-on Tools, some of those ones.
Okay, that's great. Now, how did you find the sponsors? Did they find you, or did you guys have to kind of go out and sell yourself to them?
Kind of talk to some of them and go around and sell ourselves to them, but some of them we knew already and just kind of had to talk to them and get them help.
Now, as far as your crew, are you working on that car yourself, or does your dad help you, or how does that work?
Me and my dad work on it, and sometimes one of the Crawfords comes out and helps us on it.
Now, do you live near Catoosa, or?
No, we live in Sand Springs.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
And the Crawfords live out in, if I remember, way out in southeast Tulsa somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. We've, since you mentioned Snap-on Tools, Crawford Snap-on Tools and Henchman, talk to us a little bit about the equipment you have here. This is a pretty interesting helmet. It's a little more than a football helmet for sure, and it's really kind of what the NASCAR drivers are wearing a little bit, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Well, got the shield right here that protects our eyes, and then we got a Hans device that makes sure your neck's safe, and it makes sure your neck doesn't go flying around and stuff.
Okay, and this attaches to the seat in the car itself.
The seat belt's running right through here to hold it down.
Okay.
So that, yeah, and then we got the attachment right here to hold my head right here still.
This whole thing kind of came about with that wreck of Dale Earnhardt's, wasn't it?
Yes,
sir. Is that kind of when all that came? Yeah, that seems like that would hold your head pretty steady.
Yep.
I would think it'd get kind of restrictive after a while. I guess you get accustomed to it, though, don't you?
Yeah. At first I didn't like it, and then started getting used to it after a while. It helps when you get in wrecks.
Yeah, I can see that easily. Let's talk a little bit about your suit right there. You've got a lot of names on that thing.
They're all sponsors, but right here, this is my arm restraints that hold my arms inside of the car in case we wreck or anything.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and stand up, Brendon, let's take a look at it. Can you lift it up some? There you go. And these are sponsors. They pay good money to be on your suit.
Yeah, we got Henchman down there, Donnie Crawford Snap-on Tools, and not all of them are on here. I couldn't fit them all on, but it's on the car. But I got Butler Built, Miller Transfer Truck Lines, Stone Transportation, and a few others.
Wow, good for you. And they come to you, and you didn't have to go out and try to sell yourself on it or anything?
Not all of them, but some of them, yes, I had to go out and sell ourselves to them.
Now, is that a fireproof suit?
Yes, it's a fireproof suit. It's one of the best ones around. Henchman sells.
Okay, and you have to do footwear as well, right?
Yes, we have shoes and gloves that we have to wear, and there's some clothes that go under this, but I don't wear them yet.
How do you keep up with your schoolwork?
Well, if I don't get my schoolwork done, I wouldn't get a race, so I gotta stay on that before I get to do anything else.
Good for you. Yeah, good for you. You have a lot of people helping you out. Talk about some of the people that you really like to thank, for getting you where you are today.
Well, I would like to thank all the Crawfords, Donnie and Jody, Ray Crawford, and Henchman and Butler Built, and Bobby Miller, Jimmy Miller, and all the Miller family. That's about it.
Okay. So the open wheel dirt track, it's out at the Port City in Catoosa.
Yes, sir.
Almost every weekend.
Yep.
Are there other places nearby that you compete?
There's one in Creek County, but it's not opened a lot. And then we got one in I-44, which is Oklahoma City.
Oh, okay. Is that a new track down there?
They've had it for a while, but the tornado wiped it out, so every bit of it's new up there.
Yeah. That's one good way of getting things remodeled, I guess, is when a tornado comes through, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, do you have any other hobbies aside from your racing?
I play football, and this year was my first year of basketball.
At Sand Springs?
Yes, sir.
As did you say a ninth grader?
Sixth grader.
Sixth grader. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry. Okay. And you plan to keep doing that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that we haven't covered that you'd like to talk about?
No, sir.
Okay. You're happy?
We're good. Yes,
All right.
sir.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good job. And thank you for joining us today with our special guest, Brendon Wiseley, his champion attitudes and inspiration to many. For Studio 21, I'm Ed Taylor. We hope to see you next time.